Got a little pushback on that because if you train you, I get the premise of being cooler heads prevail, but there's a point where that can make you devoid of emotion, and those are sociopathic uh, tendencies right there. When you, I'm not trying to take it that far off. I get what you're saying. Epithecus, yes. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, yeah, I get that. Be in control of things, in control of self, or things that you can't control. Don't trip. But I can't see you crashing up your G wagon and not feeling no type of way.
Well, you got to remember, a sociopath, sociopath is a personality disorder. So that's somebody who doesn't care. They don't know, they typically like are the kind that have no regard for right or wrong. It's like there's no difference between it. So if you have a mental disorder, that's one thing. I'm talking about mentally sound people who just get upset at shit, blaming themselves or thinking it's something that they could have done otherwise, when in fact they couldn't.
I mean, but
So
Shannon, I was gonna say sometimes you just want to say fuck it. Sometimes people know exactly what they're doing.
So you know what? But that word that we use, balance. I think it's more balanced than anything. Yeah. So it's about regulating, right? It's not the elimination of anything. It's regulating and balance. Cornell mentioned balance, and I always mention balance. That's the main thing, is to know when and when not to, because there's certain times you have to react, right? You can't allow disrespect and things like that. There's certain times where you just have to you have to really do what you got to do, but it's about regulating them and understanding when to and when not to.
So now the thing with stoicism is that it to an extent it is the extreme. I've been studying it for a while, and if you really study it to its core, it is the extreme. Of course, in life you have to have balance, but I think that it is still good to be aware of the principles that it carries, so that you can know when to apply it when you feel yourself about to go, overboard. Because we all, in some sense, we know when we're being pushed to that point where we just finna explode. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, there ain't no coming back. But I do think that it is good literature to understand, but I think that it can be dangerous if you do embody it like completely, because of course, as you stated, we are emotional beings still at the end of the day. So we have to be able to release that at some point and be able to manage it. But the key word, of course, is balance.
Right. And so that's what I think what Kenny was saying is that, what if you don't get a chance to release that?
Well, okay, so you and your girl went to a play, and you guys are leaving the play, and you walking, and some bum disrespects your woman right in front of you. He says some wild shit or says something to you, Now, it's nothing you can do about what bums are going to tell you on the street as you head to the parking lot to get in your car. Some men react to what this bum said from 15 feet away. Other men keep walking because he knows that if he reacts, he can die, she can die, or everybody can die or go to jail or get hurt, and things go real bad. So yeah, if somebody's pushing you to the point where you have to defend yourself, where somebody's breaking into your space, 9 to the front, 6 to the rear, somebody's getting into your personal space or is getting ready to hurt you or do something like that, then of course, that's where we have discernment also. And we have to be able to protect, ourselves and the people that surround us. But if there's something that you can control, like keep walking and ignore that motherfucker, and then know that everybody goes home safe, which do you choose? There's a lot of guys out there that will square up with that motherfucker because he said something. And we had this discussion one time before. And so it's like, you ain't gonna disrespect me, a stranger, a homeless stranger. You about to jeopardize it all. You're gonna put it all on the line Because a homeless stranger that's never met you before and that you'll never see again in the future said something to your woman. This is where I talk about the stoicism part. Which person do you want to be? Do you want to put a show of force because you with your woman and you want to show her that I got you, baby? Or do you say, you know what, we got a little bit to lose if I was to engage in this motherfucker? Let's keep on going. That's all.
Yeah, but like, what if it's somebody you know and they just need to be chin checked?
Well, you know,
I think there's still an opportunity to address it directly.
If it's somebody you know, if it's your cousin, if it's your homie, it's your coworker that's talking shit, and they can. I mean, it of course, there's always different situations. But if you got somebody that you know that needs to be chin checked, and you feel that they need to be chin checked, chin check them.
Some people are habitual line crossers.
Hey, but I think that with that being said, I think that a good piece of material to look into is the 48 Laws of Power. You know, that is going to address how it is that you should carry yourself in those positions. Because even then, if it is somebody that deserves it, but if it doesn't line up with what your goals are, or it won't impede on what it is that you have planned, then you know what, all right, you got it, you're right. Or no, I'm finna put you on your back, you know what I'm saying, type of deal. No diddy. So I think that for sure, definitely all men, every man in this live, in the chats, you should absolutely read the 48 Laws of Power, no question.
And I would even just, there was, as we mentioned about, young men being raised in single parent homes. My mother was a single mother, and when I started getting out of like my early 20s into my mid 20s, I had to check myself and ask myself, where am I going from here? Because the trajectory that I was on at the time, I was just reacting. And so I think that's something that we don't want any man, older or younger, who's going to see this later on. We don't want them to miss that. You got to check yourself. The first key to self-awareness is you checking yourself and literally saying, stop, don't move. What the hell is going on with me right now? What's going on inside my head? What's going on inside of my heart? What's really moving me right now? And start to filter out the BS. Because you'll find that as you start filtering off the BS, it's going to be easier for you to. One quote that I really like is in the movie Den of Thieves, where they say, hey, I'm in complete control of my surroundings because I'm in complete control of myself. And so I really think that is necessary, that young men, as you grow up, yeah, take accountability, but that's going to start from you checking yourself to say, okay, where the hell am I really at? And how I need to stop reacting to everything and take control of myself, so I can be in control and not have people in control of my emotions, or seemingly in control, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Appreciate that, comrade.
Yeah, real quick too. I think that is even interesting, especially in our culture. Like right now, when people pretty much lose control of themselves, we're calling it, crashing out, and people, you know what I'm saying, they joke about it, like, man, I'm finna crash out, and that alone is just kind of like the fact that men are saying it is, you know what I'm saying, is mind blowing. And the fact that nobody is actually really checking, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers on that lingo, I think is destructive too. Because now it's cool to not have your ego in check. Now it's cool to crash out, when of course it's the worst thing that you can do.
Well, I don't know, man. I think there's always been language for motherfuckers that crashed out. Like that language has always existed. Just change with the time. New terminology, new group of kids. Now they calling people big backs. Back then we used to call them fat tail. So
Yeah, but to Viz's point though, Sweeney, I think it's a little bit more rampant with these shorties. And I heard somebody building on something the other day regarding fathers in the home, right? And you know, a lot of us that do mentorship, people think that that's a substitute for a father in the home. In particular, a lot of single mothers, and make no mistake about it, I'm shorties that's crashing out because they have no sense of direction, no purpose, no sense of future, none of that. And mentorship is great, but none of that is a replacement for a father in the home. So, Shan, didn't you do a what's the name on this? Didn't you do a read along on this joint? I would highly encourage y'all to go back and look in Shan's archives on his YouTube page and walk with him through this, because there's 3 principles in here that'll help you. So even if you don't practice stoicism to that degree, there's don't take anything personal, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. That would help you tremendously in regulating your emotions and being emotionally mature.
Is that the book I think it is?
Don Miguel Ruiz. Yep. Yep.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie to you though. There is certain things you gotta crash out over. There's certain things you gotta. Hey, JR said it first. He said, "Hey, look, some motherfuckers just need to get chin checked." That's crazy.
Yeah, when he gonna up the pole on him, Sweeney, you gonna slide on the opposite port of
how about we add, but we resorting to gun violence. I thought crashing out was hitting jaw.
Let me ask you that. Is that still emotional maturity, right? If you say they need to be chin checked, didn't you still think about it? Or did you just do it because you don't have emotional maturity? Yeah. And we understand that some people deserve it, right? And sometimes you got to regulate. We dig it. But is that still not exercising
none of that
emotional maturity?
No, I think if you understand what it comes with, if you understand why it needs to be done, what's going to happen to you. Yeah.
I think the difference is, did you react or did you respond?
Yeah.
Did you react or did you respond? You know what I mean? You took off and took some inches out his jaw for, just because the adrenaline was there, you was emotionally charged? Or did you consider all the factors and think? Or, I don't know, man.
Don't crash out then cry in court.
Well, no, that's different. Don't do that.
You don't get to crash out.
No, Sweeney. Gonna tell.
If you, hey, look, I had a neighbor, bro, and shit, he crashed out and had to sit his ass down, but he took it on the chin, got out. He didn't come back saying, "Woe is me, the world did me dirty." He was like, "Yeah, one punch, hit the dude one time, fell down, hit his head on the ground, caused a seizure." He took it on the chin, crashed out though, but he didn't cry.
But was it worth it?
Yeah,
and more importantly, was it planned?
Nah, I think he might have crashed out of the reaction. I ain't gonna lie to you. He probably
losing way too many of our warrior class is changing on us, Viz. They getting changed. Because again, they lack emotional maturity, fam. Gotta relax.
Yeah, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? There's always a time.
We gotta transition to the end, so just give final thought, Viz.
All right. I get it though. It's a time and a place for everything. But if we can point out that Black men are make up a large majority of the population in jail, and the fact that these shorties see going to jail as a badge, you know what I'm saying, is putting us at a even larger deficit in what it is that we, you know what I'm saying, really want to achieve for future generations. So I just think that using that term and encouraging it the way that it is detrimental to king talk. You know what I'm saying? To us developing kings.
Who the hell is out here looking at going to jail as a badge of honor?
Hey man, these shorties out here on that, bro.
What I mean by that is the question I would ask.
And motherfuckers our age.
Them type of motherfuckers, you got, hey, there's a place for you then. Go. Because most, hey, look, I don't think most people look at it like you just got to say the ones that's gonna be saved. Some motherfuckers you just got to let them. Because if you look at going to jail as a badge of honor, my nigga, shit, ain't shit I could do to save you. Take your go do that thing. Go to jail then. Go find out. You're gonna find out.